He's very competitive. He's a likable guy. He's a leader on the field and obviously has a lot of tools.
He said he can run, and Drake Maye.
Ultimately arrive at picking Drake Maye, who we feel like is one of the best players in the draft. It's almost surreal.
The intended receiver, taking a shot, going for Nesbitt.
Chasing greatness, Drake Maye's impossible task. For 20 years, the New England Patriots established a winning, no-nonsense culture that resulted in 6 Super Bowl rings, multiple AFC championships, and an endless string of AFC East titles.
He did it, John! Did it!
The bar for success has been established sky high, thanks in large part to their legendary, now retired quarterback, Tom Brady.
We're not finished! We are not finished, fellas!
That tradition will now be carried by a new group of Patriots, spearheaded by a 21-year-old quarterback rookie. Meet Drake Maye, the man tasked with filling Tom Brady's legendary shoes.
Here's Maye, gonna fire it deep, and it's caught. Jones at the 20.
It's a challenging situation, and one that may not result in immediate success for a team in full rebuild mode. With Maye's development at the forefront, the pressure on his shoulders will be monumental. It's a tall task for a rookie QB. But there's one thing about Maye that sets him apart from other rookies. Stay tuned to find out what it is. Replacing a legend. The recent history of the Patriots has been, at best, mediocre, but maddening for their proud fans. Since Brady left in free agency in 2020, the Patriots are 29-38 and have made the playoffs once, losing in the wildcard round.
They beat up on the Patriots 47-17.
As a result of those results and mounting tensions with ownership, head coach Bill Belichick was dismissed last January after 24 seasons as the top football boss. Now, with Jerod Mayo as coach and the de facto GM Elliott Wolf given final personnel authority, the Patriots selected Maye with the 3rd pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, ushering in a new era.
The New England Patriots select Drake Maye, quarterback, North Carolina.
The history of teams replacing their Hall of Fame QB is mostly torturous. Replacing legends such as Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, or John Elway took decades to happen, if it happened at all.
Elway's got the ball to the end zone.
Does that better than anybody else?
The current structure of team activities and training sessions is also a hindrance. In the past, many rookie QBs had the luxury of developing behind the scenes, polishing their tools and perfecting their craft until they were ready to take on the starting mantle. Under the latest CBA rules, limited classroom and practice time, along with a rookie wage scale that incentivizes leveraging cheap rookie deals in order to build better rosters, have pushed the development phase under the bright lights of regular season games, where media and fans alike have little appetite for patience. A recent study completed by Bill Barnwell from ESPN estimates that only 38% of rookie quarterbacks end up becoming competent starters, let alone Pro Bowl level players. One notable exception has been the Green Bay Packers, which were very successful in transitioning from Brett Favre, who helped rescue the franchise from obscurity in the 90s, to Aaron Rodgers, who became a lock to become a Hall of Famer of his own accord. And just last season, from Rodgers to Jordan Love, who, in the second half of the campaign, led all quarterbacks in most statistical categories and made a deep playoff run. This is particularly pertinent for Maye's development, as Wolf was part of the front office team that brought in Rodgers, and he has brought a contingent of offensive staff with Green Bay roots to New England, including offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt and senior offensive assistant Ben McAdoo, who appeared poised to guide the development of the youngster, trying to provide him with a Packer way initiation in the same manner that Rodgers and Love did. Which brings us back to Drake Maye. How can he succeed, where so many have failed? Scouting Drake Maye. His credentials are stellar. A 2-sport star, he excelled in both basketball and football, following in the footsteps of his parents and siblings. The younger of 4 brothers, Maye's father, Mark Maye, was a 3-year starter at quarterback for UNC from 1984 to 1987 and held multiple school passing records by the end of career. Maye's oldest brother, Luke Maye, was a star forward for the UNC basketball team from 2015 to 2019 and helped the Tar Heels win a national championship in 2017. Maye has 2 other brothers, Cole Maye, a former pitcher for the University of Florida, and Bo Maye, a walk-on for the UNC basketball team. When it came time to choose a college, Maye shocked the world by spurning Alabama and staying loyal to his home state of North Carolina. It was a bold move, but one that paid off in spades. Maye lit up the ACC, throwing for over 4,000 yards and 38 touchdowns as a freshman. He followed that up with another stellar season during 2023, accumulating 24 TDs and only 9 interceptions, cementing his status as one of the top prospects in the draft. His loyalty to UNC is one of his differentiating features. He willingly chose to stay at a smaller school, one with a smaller talent pool and less resources to pour into their football program, out of loyalty, mainly due to his family's history there. Football-wise, he appears to comply with all the upper echelon qualities that an NFL team would look for in a franchise QB.
He's very fortunate in that, I guess, that he didn't, get a lot of my genes. He got more of a Maye's, I guess.
Greg Cosell, producer for NFL Films and The Matchup Show, concluded as part of his scouting report that Maye is a high-level quarterback prospect with the size, arm strength, ball placement, athleticism, movement profile that will be in high demand. He consistently played with a natural sense of poise and composure that was reflected in his calm helmet and comfort in working through progressions from the pocket. There were times Maye had a bit of a Josh Allen feel to his designed runs and a second reaction running. My sense was he was faster on the field than he looked on tape.
Just what they needed. Touchdown.
There are some flaws to work out in Maye's game, the biggest being inconsistent and at times erratic ball placement, which could well be a problem. But there's no question he possesses the physical traits with a natural pocket feel, in addition to higher-level athleticism, to develop into a quality NFL QB with a chance to be one of the best. The truth about what sets Drake Maye apart. Beyond his physical gifts, there are 2 traits that set Drake apart from his peers. Besides his standout play on the field to draw teams' interest, Wolf raved about how the 21-year-old quarterback dealt with criticism and losses, especially in front of reporters. Wolf credited Maye for the maturity he demonstrated throughout his career, applauding him for how he conducted the press conferences and taking accountability, even if the loss was not set on his shoulders alone. He was one of the only quarterbacks in this draft that went up there after every loss and handled the media. He handled it with grace, with class. Watching those press conferences, there were a lot of times where the reporters were trying to get him to throw somebody under the bus, and he wouldn't do it. He's a 21-year-old kid, but he's very mature and understands what it means to be a leader. Lastly, and perhaps more important, Wolf made an assessment of rookie quarterback Drake Maye on draft night, and Maye's former offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, Chip Lindsey, is on the same page as well. Wolf cited Maye's ability to elevate his teammates in college as a reason for the Patriots drafting him with the number 3 overall pick. Lindsey agrees with the assessment of the quarterback, making people around him better. He did a great job of making everybody play their best. Everybody elevated their game when he played, Lindsey said. I think Drake's going to transition really well. He's extremely competitive and really, really smart. Football IQ is off the charts. He's got everything you want. He's got all the intangibles, and he's talented. Anytime you have that combination, you're going to have a really good player, and I think he'll adapt really well. That capacity is one that he shares with the man whose shadow he'll need to step out of. Tom Brady, time and time again, showed the capacity and willingness to work with high-end talent, undrafted free agents, wide-open spread looks, or more condensed formations that favored the running game. And through it all, he maximized his chances, elevating those around him, and executing every rep as if it was his last. The journey has begun. A month into his New England career, Drake Maye has done his best to immerse himself into his new surroundings and assume his mantle as the face of the franchise, making appearances at both the Bruins and Celtics playoff games. Cameras first caught him sitting behind the glass in the front row of the Bruins' home playoff game against the Florida Panthers on Mother's Day. The same week, he made an appearance at Game 1 of the Celtics-Pacers Eastern Conference Final Series. Seated courtside, Maye rose from his seat and gave an arm pump to get the crowd going and show his support. In both settings, at both games, Maye fit right in. He clearly enjoyed his time, while exuding a confident and relaxed aura to the fans that will likely be cheering him on Sundays. And based on the amount of fans asking him to pose for pictures or sign autographs courtside, he's off to a great start. He gets it, and while his Patriots' future is yet to be determined, he's already built up a good measure of goodwill in the process. The road ahead. Drake Maye will need to carve out his own path. He's a different type of player that will confront a different type of circumstances than his predecessors. The history of replacing legendary quarterbacks offers a cautionary tale, and the Patriots have made a big bet on him. Jobs and reputations will be on the line if his development is derailed, and the Patriots will be looking for a new QB in 3 or 4 years. Will Maye rise to the occasion or crumble under pressure? Only time will tell. We certainly will be watching. Stay tuned to find out. Drake Maye's journey is just getting started, and we'll have all the details. And make sure to check out our breakdown of the Caleb Williams hype, who's undergoing his own story as a QB prospect.